to fire, into the fire. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal podcast for another edition on this. Well, over here is rainy as hell. Very cold and rainy day. But
Yeah.
I'm with my good friend Pedro. How are you doing? What's the weather over there in St. Louis?
Shit. Snowed last night. So snowed last night a little bit, not a lot, a couple inches maybe. Woke up this morning, cold, rainy, snowy, just kind of like one of them days you don't want to do nothing. But you got to do something because we're adulting over here. So, just kind of one of them days you just want to kind of redo. But you're glad it's coming to an end and we're here now. So we're good.
This is going to be the highlight of my day. It was very long, dealing with the weather, I think it was just busier than I anticipated when I woke up in the morning. I'm thinking I'm going to get a nap in. I'm able to do this. No.
Hannibal loves his naps, y'all. If you didn't know, I'm dropping a little gem on y'all. He likes his naps.
Hey, listen. Life hack, guys, especially after age 35, you need a nap, especially if you're trying to do a lot of different things. You got to find some time of the day to nap. If you're not napping, you're just getting like a bad investment of just not getting enough sleep. So I try to get a nap in, but last couple of days I haven't. It's just been one thing after another. But it's always good to come in and kind of decompress and talk about some fun things. And it's been a while since we really dived into hip hop, and we are going to break down, I guess, like where the best rappers in terms of the state, right? All the states of the United States of America, who have the best rappers. Now we did eliminate immediately New York because we think New York is number one. So
clearly, it's. I mean, I don't. Well, at least for me, and I think for 99% of people's opinions, New York's going to have the best MCs, the best groups. It's got clearly the most history, the most catalogs to choose from. It's just got the most clout. It's got the most everything, in my opinion. So I think it was smart for us to disclude that because that's too easy,
But please stick around because I guess we already told what the answer is. But stick around for our top three. I don't know if you're going to have any honorable mentions in yours, but.
I do have one or two honorable mentions.
All right, cool. So we're going to get into that. But first, I want to talk about, and I'll ask you guys a question in the chat. Put it in the comment section. By that time, you probably already know. But Pedro, who was the best rapper in 2022, in your opinion?
Oh. We're not talking new. We're talking who had the most, like, best, whatever they dropped.
Whoever dropped any kind of material. It doesn't matter who it was. Who you think was the best rapper in 2022?
I don't want to be vanilla. My best album so far in 2022 was Kendrick Lamar's. But I feel like that's just too easy to say.
Yeah.
Best rapper 2020.
Hey guys, put in the comments below. Like, what was your favorite? You can say your favorite rapper. That actually dropped a project, some kind of project in last year. Who was the best rapper?
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. You're hitting me with it. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna say Pusha T because you love Pusha T. Denzel Curry had a good 2022. I don't know, man. That's a tough one, man. Maybe I had to go with Curry. I've been listening a lot more of him since you recommended, and then we talked about it again. I think he had a really good year.
Yeah, it was a very talented
but dude. Kendrick Lamar had the album of the year for me. Nas, he dropped King's Disease 3. I think a lot of people are gonna go to the new guys. In
terms of like I really love that Freddie Gibbs album. I don't know if you checked that out.
Yeah, I've listened
that was pretty good. There were some solid projects. So we're going to look at Complex. Now, I don't check them out a lot. Usually they go on my Facebook feed, but they're pretty big, like, multimedia. I guess they follow the hip hop culture, right? They have YouTube videos. They try to, that's their realm. And I didn't know this until today. They release their best rapper alive every year since 1979. What year you were born, Pedro?
81. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I was born in 84. It's fine. It's right there. We're right there.
Thanks, Hannibal. Thanks for shaming me. It's all right.
You know what? But I have something coming with this. That's why I asked. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick so you guys can see it. Hopefully, it's big enough, as I always say. But yeah, the best rapper alive in each year. So 1979 was Grandmaster Caz, which I'm sure you're familiar with very much, Pedro.
There's only a few people to choose from in 79. So
he was, listen.
No, I know what I'm saying is it's not, when we get to the 90s and 2000s, it's going to be a little more difficult.
So 1980s was Curtis Blow.
Okay, yeah. All right. What's 81? Let me give me somebody good in 81.
How Curtis Blow, Kool Moe Dee.
Kool Moe Dee, can't go wrong there. All right.
Yeah, so they kind of went back. Obviously, I mean they went around when this happened. Melly Mel, 2000, 2008, 1982. So they got they every year. So do you want me to go straight all the way down to who they picked for 2022?
Can you do me a favor? Go to 96, 97, 98. I'm just curious because that was like for me.
Run DMC was 93.
Yeah, go to 96, 97, 98.
Yeah.
Who do they got there? I'm sure DMX, Jay-Z.
I would be honest. I'm sure DMX had to get one of those years. He put too many quality products all in a row. Yeah. Oh, wait. LL Cool J had 2 years in a row? Wait, hold on a second. So LA Cool J was number one. Oh, I'll fucking all up. No, forget it. I thought it was 2 years in a row. Yeah. This makes it easier if I can a little smaller for me. Said 85. They said 95, right? 95, 96.
Like Dougie Fresh right there or something.
Yeah, which
go to like 90, 95 through 98.
Okay. Wait, who had Redman 92? Okay, that's interesting
debut
pick.
Album.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, obviously, Doggy Style, yeah. Nas was 94.
All right.
Because that's Illmatic.
That's Illmatic.
95 is Notorious B.I.G., obviously.
Makes sense.
Tupac, I was gonna say Tupac for 96. Yeah, I was gonna say Tupac. Yeah, what was the stuff he released at 96? I mean, that was his like most commercially.
Yeah, that's when he went to Death Row.
All Eyes on Me. Yeah, and then he that hit him up, which I think is probably the strongest diss record. Like he was angry. Like he went after
for sure.
And in Notorious B.I.G. 97.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's when he passed in 98.
Life After Death came out in 97.
Yeah. DMX,
okay, 98. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. He dropped too many.
Jay-Z's got to be. Jay-Z's coming up here in a minute.
99. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Look at that.
Jay-Z. Yep.
So if we could predict this, you should be able to predict 2022. So you're thinking Kendrick, right?
It's gonna be somebody stupid like Harlow or somebody like I don't know, one of the females that's like really popular but sucks. Just go ahead. Don't give me any more anxiety.
No more, I wouldn't. I will say that it's not Harlow, but we'll see. Let's go all the way. And it had Kendrick Lamar. What year is that?
Is it Future?
2000. No. Okay. Well, no. Okay. Let me go all the way down. So the best rapper, according to Complex, for 2022 is 21 Savage. So, you want to read why they think this is their best rapper alive?
Yeah, give me a couple sentences. I can't stomach all of it.
Okay, so this is the credentials. Her Loss, that album with Drake, which none of us really thought that was that interesting, or I haven't played another song since it came out. It's fun when the villain wins. Heroes want too much. They require praise for their accomplishments, but 21 Savage is wired differently. Being hailed as Complex best rapper of 2022 was scribed and stoned by Dagger thanks to his upward trajectory over the last 5 years following his last solo album. But that album did not come out this year, so I don't understand.
I feel like every time I hear a 21 Savage song, he's just saying 21. The little ad-libs. Like I don't dislike 21 Savage, but like I'm sure Kendrick Lamar probably and Nas have been on here. Nas is probably on here at least twice, I would think, maybe once. I don't know.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar's on there somewhere, so that they don't want to keep putting the same people. I get it, but I don't listen to enough of 21 Savage, I guess, to really have a fantastic critique of it. But I don't know. I can name 5 guys I feel like I had better music come out in 2022. But
I would say that I could. The only person that probably thinks that they're the best rapper alive is 21 Savage and Mama 21 Savage, who I've never seen anyone say
he's the best. Yeah.
He's the best rapper. Or like not one. You can put in the comments below, guys. Have you ever been around another human being that said, yeah, 21 Savage is the best rapper alive? I haven't heard it. So I'm wondering, and going back to, I was asking, what year you were born? I was born in 84, you're born in 81. Are we just too old? Is this what the kids are into now? Like this is it?
Yes,
we think 21 Savage is the best?
Yes, because
Wow.
they do, man. Well, think about it. Let's think about it like this. So when we were growing up, high school, listening to music, middle school, high school, right? We're listening to Pac and Biggie and Tribe, and we're listening to Nas. We're listening, right?
Yep.
There were people that were 15, 10 to 20 years older than us at that time, and they're like, "This music sucks. Where's my LL? Where's my Kumo D? Where's Slick Rick?" Right?
Yeah.
So I think we're just it's just kind of how the times go, right? And music right now is very like the beats are different, whether it's drill beats or other kind of beats, and they're just rapping about different stuff now. And I think it's just a showing of the times. And we are getting older, and we are the guys that are like, "Hey, kid, get off my lawn! Like, where's my Nas CD? This is trash." And that's
Yeah.
where we're at. And I'm good with that. I'm fine with it because I just can't really relate to this kind of
Yeah.
music, and it all
It,
sounds the same to me. So I don't know.
but 21 Savage talks about the same things that I enjoy listening to. So that's a
Sure.
problem when Complex and these kind of like these places like Rolling Stone, they kind of like 21 Savage will take some strays now because everyone is like, yo, he's whack. And we're not saying he's whack. It's like, why would anyone think that he's the best rapper? No one does.
Yeah.
So is this he has some kind of connection with his his company, and they're trying to make sure that he's still on the map? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm just really, really confused because again, no one thinks this.
Who was it last year?
I gotta check. Actually, I think my screen is froze.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't move the damn thing unless I just leave the stream immediately. So
No,
I
let me
don't
see. I
know.
can just don't worry. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, it's
I'll search
best
it.
rapper
I'm
alive.
just curious. Yeah.
It just are they trying to be so? Are they just like you always mention? Are they just trying to piss us off so we can talk about this? So someone visits their websites and stuff. Like, I just don't understand it.
I don't know if it's here. Let me go to oh, here it is right here. Hold up. I see this was the best rapper alive every year since 1970. Okay, so let me pull up. I want to see who they had last year to see the last couple years to see if there's a pattern here.
Yeah.
Because music obviously is shifting and all that kind of jazz. Because okay, Eminem,
Which makes sense. Like, I do understand that. Okay, now I'm back on, but I had a click off everything. It just it don't make a lot of sense. I mean, and the stuff that we enjoyed, even in the 90s, was stuff everyone was enjoying. Again, maybe I'm just talking out my ass, and maybe that didn't happen, but I felt like when Jay-Z was on top, everyone was listening to him. I don't think anyone said he sucked or said that he wasn't, and he was in his 20s. He was with everyone in terms of youth. So I just I don't know.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's in here twice already. Kanye's in here a couple times. So I'm trying to, man, it's a lot here.
Bobby says it's a get off my lawn syndrome. I got it.
All right, Tyler the Creator. So he won I know he won some awards last year. I think he won a Grammy, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, shame on me. I don't know a lot of Tyler the Creator's catalog, but I think he's definitely super talented and very unique. So I can get that. And he's more of a rapper for me. I don't know why I say that, but I don't know.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator can rhyme. He's not 21 Savage. Like 21, this doesn't make any sense. Dude, he's a rapper. He talks slick. He has a style. He whispers. He wants to shoot everyone. But Tyler, he's a little goofy. He does the singing things. He's unusual.
He's definitely very goofy. Yeah.
But if you could check out some of his freestyle, some of the earlier stuff, trying to figure out like Goblin, or I forgot the other where he's rhyming. Yeah. So I don't mind that, but yeah, I just understand the Tyler
21.
21. Like, really, that song where everyone we were just making fun of, like, we thought Drake maybe have a crush on this guy, and they looked at that project and he's the best rapper alive. Like,
and he wasn't even on there like that. He didn't have any real memorable. The most memorable thing is when Drake is saying 21, can you do something for me? Like, that's the most memorable part of that album. It became a meme.
It became a meme. So like, where did but I think it's just trying to get people to check out their content, and also these types of publications and media, it's not for us anymore.
No.
We've aged past it.
Yeah, I think it's just showing what the times are going towards, and it is what it is. And that's what's good about music is that it stands the test of time. So if you like something from the 70s or 60s or the 2000s, you can still listen to that stuff, right? You don't have to listen to what's new that's coming out if you're not feeling it. You can still pop in that CD if you're still doing it that way, or download this and still listen to things that you enjoy. So
Yeah, and I think we both enjoyed a lot of stuff that came out in last year.
For sure.
So like, I guess Denzel Curry maybe not be popular enough for them to put him up there. He has to be mainstream. Basically, it seems like a mainstream, I guess, tests or mainstream. Same thing when we talk about the Grammys, where it's more of a population popular contest, like who's the most popular person. So like Jack Harlow somehow is involved, whereas like he's not involved, but because he's very popular, pushes merchandise or promotion or whatever. So it's unfortunate, but I guess we're gonna be talking more about young people right now. So T.I. Shannon had an interview with T.I., Shannon Sharp, on his podcast, and he was talking about his son. I know Pedro is a little familiar with this, so I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit. T.I. has been having some issues with his son. His son has been on social media, kind of embarrassing himself. So he's coming across like a very spoiled brat or a little lost. If you could check, there's YouTube videos out there where he is in fights in school, and I gotta check how old he is. He could be around 18. I mean, let me check his age right now.
I remember him as a little kid when they had that show that T.I. and Tiny had that was kind of popular maybe 10 years ago or plus.
And that's
I remember him as just a little kid,
Yeah, he's 18 years old, so he is an adult. So, T.I. and his wife Tiny, they've been dealing with this for a while. So he's on the show with Shannon. Shannon talks or brings this up, and I'm going to show this is a little bit of a truncated version of the conversation. It's about 2 minutes, but Shannon talks about with the family stuff.
I think the thing is that you document that you're not perfect. Your family is not perfect. You have issues like a lot of people have with your kids.
Sure.
And I think King is the one that's on social media that have a little issues right now.
They're my twin.
And you like, bro, I've done everything I possibly can. But something like my grandma used to say, boy, you don't know how bad somebody's head hurt until you bump your own.
You dig what I'm saying?
And so he gonna have to find this out. I told him the same road that he's doing. I've been down there. I'm trying to tell him to keep him from going down there.
I honestly ain't been down the road he was going down, because I've never had access to millions of dollars.
Right? Yeah.
Just can't. But at the same time, I understand that he don't want to be like in talking to him, because I have
he don't like being lectured to talk to, huh?
Not really just that. I have an excellent communication with all my kids. I try to listen as much as I speak to them.
Right.
And from his position here, man, I don't just want to be celebrity's kid. Like, I don't want to live off of y'all's success. I don't want to have to just be in y'all's shadows. And he really want to be kind of looked at
as his own man.
Not just as his own man, but he want to go through the different challenges and adversities. He want a clean slate. And I try to tell him, you'll never have that, son.
No.
You'll never have that.
Because you know your dad and your mom?
You can't give it back.
No.
You were born with it. You can't give it back. You may well embrace
it. We can't help who we're born to.
Exactly. But I love him, and I understand he has a strong sense of moral standards and integrity, a fabric that most people in his generation don't really necessarily carry with them.
Right.
So I appreciate that. Try to take the good with the bad, and just let him know, you go into prison if you keep it up. And I just try and, walk him through it. He get better every day, though. Right. And another thing I'd like to say, I want to say about King, right?
Yes.
As much criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact we all got bad-ass kids, okay? Now listen, don't make it seem like I'm the only one on here who got bad-ass kids.
We all go through
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ain't got no bad-ass kids, you got one and you got lucky. You hear me? Anybody with 3 or more,
multiples,
you got one that you don't know what the hell you gonna do with. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to take the time to say that.
You know what to do.
All right. So I have a lot to say about it, but you know,
I want to hear it, man. I want to.
Oh, you want to just jump in?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
so, I'm a big fan of T.I. I mean, he's a rubber band man.
He is a rubber
clearly
band, man.
A little bit of that.
Wow, like the Taliban.
Yeah. Seems like that kind of came along, and his son is inheriting some of this issues that, you know, T.I. kind of grew up with, but different in a different situation, different, I guess, frame of mind, right? He said that his son had a strong sense of moral standards and integrity, a fabric that most people in his generation don't necessarily carry with them. I had to write that down. I did not remember that. Let me show you a little bit of what he's talking about. So I'm gonna show you.
He's saying that's BS. I feel like that's
well, hey, look at that.
Based on his actions. Based on his actions.
Yeah. So, but let's check this. This has been. I think this has been viral. This may have been a couple of months ago, at least 6 to 7 months ago. Mm-hmm. So T.I.'s son is going into what do you call it? Some fast food restaurant, and his order is messed up. And we're going to check out a little bit, and I'm going to kind of scan into it. It's about 5 minutes. I'm going to see. You don't have to see the whole thing, but he seems to be upset about it. So,
first of all, that wasn't cooking my shit. Yeah, recook. What? Hold up. Where yours at? This are you?
We're going to skip until he goes in. He goes in.
No right. If it ain't no pickle on there, I'll give you $1,000 right now. Stop fucking playing.
He looks kind of weird.
Over some food. I don't understand. People go crazy.
Let it be some spit or something on me. Let it be some spit or something on my mouth. And what? I'm getting off live. Watch.
All right, let's speed this up.
This the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you.
So this is a strong moral fiber.
Yeah. Flashing money, disrespecting food service workers. Yeah.
My name King. You know it, and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
File your shit.
All right. Well, you don't have to go through too much.
That is T.I.'s son.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So again, let me read that again. He said, the T.I. said that, right? Strong moral fabric that most kids in generation do not have. So the question I have for T.I. is, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you delusional? Now, I'm not gonna go. Well, he's 18 years old. He's a man, but he's still a kid to, you know, obviously to us, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, he is in crisis, and he's a young punk. He is a spoiled celebrity kid, and I noticed you mentioned the reality TV shows that they all had been involved in, and I think that's the problem. You exposed him too much to things that he probably couldn't handle. I think he is confused. He's like, wow, I have all this money, have all this, and I'm not really, I didn't do anything. I didn't create anything. And T.I. is clearly delusional, not seeing the pain in his son, and just said, you know, we all got badass kids. First of all, I do not have a bad kid. So most kids do not go into a fast food restaurant and curse out the staff and talk about I could pay everything, I could buy anything I want, I got $1,000, you're broke, you know, threatening to jump over if you gotta check out the rest of the video, I'm gonna jump over the counter, I'm gonna do this. Most kids do not do that. Yeah. So what is he talking about? And he's a smart guy. He has a very smart person.
Yeah. So
is he just not looking at the reality? And also, you know, talking about the last episode, accountability. Like he said, oh, I did everything I could. Did you do everything you could? Because if I do everything I can, and my son turns out and went in the wrong path, it wouldn't be so easy for me to talk about it and joke about it and laugh. Like I would be hurt. I wouldn't be able to explain it.
Let me ask you a question. So let's assume he's at like a Chick-fil-A, a Popeyes, a KFC. He got a chicken sandwich is what I heard. Let's just say Chick-fil-A, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say your son is 16, 17, 18, whatever. He's with his friends or he's in a drive-through and he's, out in the world doing his thing, right?
Right.
And you're not with him, but you happen to walk into that Chick-fil-A and you see your son acting like that. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna yoke him up. Yeah, I'm gonna grab him by whatever. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? I mean, I'm gonna shake him up, and that's the thing. Kids are gonna make mistakes and make asses out of themselves and be rude and all that type of thing. But you should be checking that really early on, because I think when your son or your daughter is 5, 6, 7, 8, they will say something rude. Are you checking them then? Or are you just? Yes. And also, are you there? T.I., he's been a rapper his whole life, traveling around the world. Is his son with him all the time? Now I think he's trying to do the comedian thing, the podcast. Was he there to raise his son? I know, I'm sure he loves his son. I'm not saying, but
or if he was, let's assume he was. I mean, he's we're gonna give T.I. the benefit of the doubt, like he's
right.
He's whatever.
Right.
We've seen parents, whether it's T.I. or other parents, whether you're a celebrity or not, act like that while their kid is younger and they see their father or their mother or their older brother or sister acting like that to service workers, fast food restaurant workers, somebody at the restaurant register, cashier at Walmart, when something doesn't go their way and they lash out. And they say, I am who I am. Oh, I'm T.I. I got money.
And I'm king. Right. Who the hell would know you? I don't know you.
What I'm saying is he's probably seen an altercation like that a few times in his life as a young kid, as a young man. Yeah. So he thinks that's
culture.
That's what
culture.
That's what people with money do. I'm better than you. Give me my damn sandwich. I don't want pickles on it. And that's entitlement, right? And celebrities, kids will do it. Celebrities do it. People that
not with celebrities, regular kids. I mean, regular people. You've walked into a fast food restaurant and a bunch of kids are being rude, and they're not rich.
I check them. I have actually.
Oh, you that old man now? You that old dude?
If it's out of line like that much, like if it's like that, I'll look at him and hey man, what's going on? You don't have to talk to her like that. I've done that multiple times, and sometimes you have to you don't want to be an asshole about it. You don't want to make something. You don't want to inflate something, but kids need to be checked, right? And that kind of behavior for some food to me is just it's laughable, right?
Yeah,
it's weird, man. But I think he's probably seen that behavior modeled by other people in his life, so he thinks that that's normal. So.
Yeah, and I'm looking at I'm going through some other rappers and their kids, and I don't see them behaving. I'm sure there's probably one I've missed, but I see his contemporaries. I don't think they have kids behaving that way. They have sons. They're getting older. I've seen. Yeah. I don't. So it's something there, and for him to throw that excuse, we all got bad kids. No, we all do not. And the fact that you think, well, I've been talking to him. Talking doesn't always work. I'm not saying beat him, but clearly he is trying to find himself. I'm sure he's an identity crisis there. And I know Driver Dad reminded me, I always refer to my son as the boy. You know where I got that from? I call him the boy. I mean, first of all, he is a boy. Married with children. When Al would talk about Bud, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to talk to the boy later. So yeah, we'll do that.
I feel like you really like that show.
Oh yeah, look, me and my wife watch it all the time.
I feel like you've mentioned that before.
All the time. I just so in case anyone doesn't know. Yeah. But I thought that T.I. kind of brushed past something that his son, and the idea, well, you just keep messing up, you're going to go to prison. Yeah, and we're laughing about it. I don't think that's funny. And I think he's not holding himself accountable for what he could have done. Now, yes, there are good parenting doesn't guarantee, bless you, doesn't guarantee having great kids, but it makes the likelihood pretty good. It's right. Most people who are in jail, who are in prison, who have made mistakes, most of them had really, like I say, cultural issues at the home, or not even at home, where they've had to either fend for themselves or they learn the wrong thing. Most people are able to you have to have a solid foundation. Even if they mess up a little bit, they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I have a really big problem with T.I. and how he kind of just brought. And again, on this show we really talk about how boys and men are in crisis, and just to flippantly laugh about it and sit because he has millions of dollars in resources. I thought that was the wrong way of going about it. So
yeah, he's kind of downplaying. He's like, and as a father, you want to protect your kids and you want to have their back and you want to feel like they have good intention and you know what I mean? Like while realizing maybe they're going through some things and he wants to make his own way. And I can understand it. Being a young man, it could be hard, right?
Right.
Growing up a young man or woman, it can be very tough, right? And clearly there's some entitlement things going on there. And I mean, that's to me, it's like coming from where we've talked about several different rappers that came from nothing, right?
Right.
They make multi-millionaires, 100 times millionaires for some of these guys, right? And then they get to that point and then they see their sons kind of acting like punks. And they almost like they don't know what to do with them because really I gave you all this. I leveled you up. Like I'm look at all the things you have. You don't have to struggle, but you're acting like a hothead out here. And
and that's what
doesn't make any sense.
Shannon was at he was like, and you must know how you could relate to how he is at his age. And T.I. was like, no, I can't. He said, no, I never had millions of dollars. Like I wasn't his age with that resources. So T.I. can't relate to his son because when T.I. was 18, he was probably
trapping,
trying to make it, just trying to survive. So as much as that's why he was able to correct Shannon, he was like, no, I don't even know how he feels in that aspect in terms of that. But I just feel like a lot of that is like that Kardashian syndrome, pushing your kids, pushing your young, especially even if young adults into social media. Hey, let's go do a reality TV show. All those things hurt children. Being on social media, like I am certain no kid should be on social media at all. And I know it's gonna be difficult to stop my son from doing it.
It's gonna be hard. It's not. It's gonna be hard, but it's not impossible. But it'll be very hard. Yeah.
I just because this doofus is he's on live. People watching him, and he's thinking I'm gonna show off in front of him. I'm gonna be tough with the fast food attendant. People just trying to work. That I'm gonna be tough to them. He's not in the hood. He's not going into the projects to do that nonsense. He wants to go and punk some fast food employees. They don't even know you.
In that clip, did he did he pull money out and like do something?
Yeah, he was like, I got $1,000 right here.
How cringy is that? How cringy is that? That is so like when you do something like that, it says a lot about your character, and it's just weird, but it's like this thing, man. We've talked about it. It's this ego and your pride, and it's part of this weird culture that we have in hip hop and in our communities. It's like you have this thing as a man, I got to prove my worth to strangers. I got money. Look at me. I have money. That is power.
And he always had money. So this is a weird thing too. He always had it. I mean, right? He's 18. T.I. was been on for a minute, so he never went without. The Driven Dad has a really good comment. If you take away the struggle, you take away the victory. No victory, no vision. Yeah. Bobby, make King work fast food for a summer. So like stuff like that. That's a great idea. You can humble a child very quickly if you say the right things and you make them do the right things and make them understand what they did is wrong. And I just don't think he ever had that conversation. So going back to what T.I. said, he has a strong sense of moral standards and integrity. And Shannon just I know Shannon was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I saw the video. Like, what? This only happened a couple of months ago. Like, did he just started to have the moral standards? And in fact, like, how about just say, hey, listen, I'm dealing with this kid. We're still working on him. Yeah, he got some issues. Maybe I should have been there a little more, or maybe I should have put him in some kind of boot camp. Be honest. But maybe he thinks that everything's okay because let's be honest, T.I. was still going in jail at the height of his career for gun possession, doing stupid things.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think these kids, your parents are your role models, right? That's who you're. Even at a young age, you get imprinted with memories of when you can start remembering things when you're 2 and 3 and 4, right? It's like, oh, I saw this. I was part of this. My dad acted like this when he was at Applebee's, or you know what I'm saying? And that becomes their reality. And money for some people can really give you some entitlement. Like it makes you feel better than what they think is a regular person working at Chick-fil-A, you know? And I always thought it was so weird to me. And I've worked in the food service industry, right? When people would lose their shit over like food, it's the wildest thing to me, right?
Yeah.
Like something like you ask for no pickles and there's pickles on there,
We'll
and
flip
like
the fuck out.
you lose it.
Yeah.
And you like, you know, it's just so odd to me. I never understood it. I don't know.
That's why, and I know we don't talk a lot about gig work here. That's why I do not like going to fast food restaurants. I see that all the time. And it really doesn't matter. It could be, sometimes it's some old curmudgeon person, just angry for life. Like clearly they didn't have a happy existence. So they're mad now because you put something in there. Why we put cheese? I told you not to. But then sometimes it could be a very young person, young woman. Could be, she may have a kid next to her, freaking out over a mistake. And it's always in the McDonald's and it's always in the Popeyes. I'm like, well, I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Or some, damn near homeless person just going to make everything about themselves. So that's why I kind of just want to avoid it. But at least in my area, I think that's just where it is. But yeah, like I said,
I see it in St. Louis, man. I saw it today. There was this old guy, Chick-fil-A. He's ordering like mac and cheese. I can hear like, and then I guess there's two different sizes of mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. And the lady rang in like a large when he wanted maybe a small. And she told him the price. And he's like, every time I come here, it's an old guy. Every time I come here, you guys can't get it right. I want a mac and cheese. I didn't ask for it. And he's just like, I'm looking at the guy like, are you good? I didn't say that. I'm thinking in my head, are you all right? Like, this is not like, what is happening? All she has to do is, it's like simple things. People lose their shit.
And the thing is like, did she ring all those orders wrong? Or like you're bottling all the issues that person didn't take in all of your orders. But yeah, I think that's it. It's just, they have this problem where, you bring the rest of your issues, your trauma, all your bullshit into a Chick-fil-A where we're just trying to get some food. You don't want to deal with that, but I don't know. Hopefully that works itself out. The last thing he wanted to do is be in jail because he will understand, holy shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he ain't
built that.
His name is King. He ain't built. He is not built. I've seen the kid. Like he is not built for that. I bet wherever he was at, it could have been all it would have taken was for anybody
to step up.
A little old lady just smack him across the face, and that kid would have been like, "Oh shit!" He would have straightened up because he's not about that.
Yeah, so it's like don't act that way if you're not ready. Driven Dad says if you don't set up the child from the start, it's hard to start with the standards at 18. Yeah. That's all I was saying. That I'm sure that he displayed that kind of behavior younger in life, and no one ever checked him. No one ever slapped him. And again, you don't have to hit any kids. Like I don't hit him. I don't hit my kid, which is hilarious because I was hit. I stopped,
which is hilarious.
Well, in the aspect of trying to stop it because it's not effective.
Yeah,
it's because when you hit, you're frustrated and you're trying to get that frustration out by hitting something, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like trying to stop. Like I try to stop that. So we don't do that. It's a lot of talking and threats. Yeah, and a lot of like serious conversation. And he my son gets it. So, but we start early. There's times when he's been rude. And we stop him right there. Like, no, that's not how you talk to people. That's not how you talk to your mom. Right. That's not how you talk to your grandma.
Well, you're present, so you're able to catch it because you're present, right?
For him to a point where he realized he messed. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like that's it. It's training. It's just training. And also a level of standards that we're expecting of him. Yeah. Like we expect him to behave a certain way. That's not just you being an asshole to people, which that's what King is at. So, good luck to that.
I'm glad I got two daughters. If I had a son. Got to a certain age. I'd hand him some boxing gloves.
We're gonna fight each other.
And say, let's go to the backyard right now. We're gonna handle this right now, and then I'm gonna I need to whoop your ass real quick, lovingly. That's how I would do it. But I'm not saying that's right, but
it's not. Yeah, but it's like some kids react to certain things. Like maybe that kid doesn't have a talent. He doesn't have a focus. He has a goal. What the different dad was saying, he has no vision. There's nothing for him to do to push all this. He's young, dumb, full of cum. He has all this energy, and this is what he wants to put his time in, embarrassing himself. So it's a lot that it starts from early on, but 18, it's hard to kind of get all that. So good luck to T.I. and all that. I still love the man's music, and he's part of the list of great rappers in that state. We're gonna be talking about that. Let's just jump in right now.
Let's get into that because this was we've had some good lists that we've put together here, and Hannibal always usually comes up with the good ideas, and then I have to think about it. I'm like, God damn it, Hannibal! Like, why are you putting me to work, bro? Like, what's going on here? So I've been, this was an interesting one, but it was good because it made me flex my brain muscles on thinking about states. But then I had to think, okay, is it really city? You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a state, but city. Like,
yeah.
I could say Illinois, but everybody knows I'm talking about Chicago. I'm not talking about Champaign and Springfield. You know what I'm saying? So. So it was interesting to put this together. So,
let's just, and you guys, I mean, yes, New York is number one, but we've already slapped it down. What is it? Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, Nas, Big Pun, Big L, Christ, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim,
LL Cool J,
Busta Rhymes,
Wu-Tang, Busta Rhymes.
It's too much.
The list is endless. Yeah. We've missed probably 10 people already. So.
Yeah, it's. So forget about that. So let's just get to the honorable mentions, okay? So this one's gonna surprise you guys, but Wyoming. I'm fucking around. I'm kidding. I'm just fucking around.
You woke me up like Wyoming.
They got the killers over there. You don't know? No. All
right. They got the Cowboys over there.
Yeah. Okay. Mine's. I'm split with mine. Illinois and Louisiana. I enjoy a lot of rappers from both of them, and those are I guess I could put those two as the honorable mentions.
Hold on. You have Louisiana,
yes,
in Chicago, basically.
Yes,
New Orleans in your honorable mention.
Honorable mentions.
Oh, I got it. Then your list is going to be way different than mine. Okay,
fair enough.
This is good
because New York is out, right? So it's a little different. I grew up in the early 2000s, which I grew up, but early 2000s, I listened to a lot of Lil Wayne and Juvenile, and I love Kevin Gates, and Boozy is okay. It's the style. I love that type of music. Manny Fresh was over there. Like, I like the style of Louisiana rappers. I don't know. It's just something I've always been spending a lot of time listening to. Haven't in a while now. And this is kind of like a group. Like, this list is not current. I mean, is New York still number one now? I mean, for me, being the biased person I am, I think so, but maybe not. Like there's other, and I think my list is gonna kind of come to that idea. Like, it's a big difference now. The landscape is a little different. Yeah, the foundation's over there, but there's some talented rappers all across the country. But I really enjoy Louisiana, and then Illinois. I mean, or you could say Chicago, but Illinois is a whole thing with Kanye West and Common and Twista and all those. Lupe Fiasco. He's a guy who did not get enough attention.
Good point. Because he hasn't really been doing much recently, so we forget about what he did for that 5-year run there.
And I feel like it seemed like he got disillusioned with the industry, like, you know what I mean? Like, but he should have been, I don't know, he should have been way more important than he was.
Yeah.
And in all the drill rapping, I mean, I don't know if you're into the whole Chief Keef and King Von stuff, and
I know a little. I've listened to some. I'm not really into it. I
like that.
Some of it I like. Some of it I do like.
Yeah, but Kanye West kind of just brings in
Little Dirk's from over there, right? So,
Kanye West kind of uplifts that entire list with his talent. Not necessarily as a rapper, but he just, I mean, everyone kind of benefited from him being there and kind of taking the reins. So those are my honorable mentions. I'm sure Illinois is probably in your top 3, but.
So you went 3. Okay, I picked 5, but it'll be easy for me to go to the 3. But I do want to give an honorable mention because it has to be mentioned. Now, this isn't a state technically, but this is a territory of United States of America. Some people, it's been up for a vote. Puerto Rico. Okay, so listen, we don't talk about. Well, no. He's Cuban. Listen, he's fine.
Shit, my bad, guys. I'm a racist. Pitbull.
Listen, I just needed to show a little love to the island. Okay, obviously, Big Pun, he's Puerto Rican, but he represents New York, right? But I have, he's Puerto Rican, so it is what it is. But you guys got, Bad Bunny's hot right now. He's the hottest artist basically in the world. Some would say he sells a lot of records, a lot of downloads.
He's a wrestler now, isn't he? I think he's he's on WWE he's on commercials.
Big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Don Omar. He doesn't make music his style changed. You know, I might be mentioning people y'all don't even know, but I'm saying check him out. Don Omar, Daddy Yankee. I mean, he was really popular, very mainstream. Had a couple, you know, he wrote glitzy. I didn't like him as much. Tego, Tejo, like Tego. I would imagine he's kind of similar to like a Ghostface Killer. You know, like real kind of grimy. You know, so that was my honorable mention. Now, since I had 5, I guess I'm going to take one of my 5s and put it in the honorable mention since you had 2. Detroit.
So
Eminem,
Michigan.
Yeah, Eminem. You got Big Sean. You got Royce da 5'9", T Grizzly, Obi Trice, Jay Dilla, Proof, MC Breed, which was back in the day. One of the first tapes I had was an MC Breed tape. Phenomenal. So
I have to check him out. I never
check out MC Breed. I think
so.
you'll like MC Breed. So I'll put Detroit in my honorable mention, and that's lifted very similar how Illinois is with Eminem, right? Because he's, you know, he definitely put Detroit on the map when it comes to that. Some would even put Kid Rock. Kid Rock is an alternative, but he does kind of rap.
Alternative rap,
and he represents Detroit a lot. So I put Detroit in my honorable mention.
Yeah, Bobby said something else. Stereotypy.
Boxing list.
The boxing list.
Or baseball.
Yeah, Felix Trinidad. Is Felix Trinidad the greatest Puerto Rican boxer?
I think a lot of people would have him. Miguel Cotto is
better than Felix Trinidad.
He's newer, but Felix is gonna be on.
He was a bad man ever. Yeah. But this is not boxing list, guys. I didn't give you enough time to figure that one out. But yeah, I went with top 3. You went with 5. But you know, I could that would have been my third. So I kind of threw 2 in there. So you want to do your 4 and 5?
I'll do. You know what? I'll do. I'm gonna do my 3 because I'm looking here.
Okay, so you want to do 3? Okay, go.
I'll start with my 3. I'll go with my 3rd. Let me see if I can put them back. I struggled with the 1 and the 2. They're kind of interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. And it's tough, bro. Listen, damn. Okay, I'm gonna X that state out. They're done. I'm not gonna mess with them. I think I'm gonna have to X that state out as well. So I'm left with this one. Okay, yeah. So 3 for me is Louisiana. So Lil Wayne, the Cash Money. I mean, they've really started a movement there, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't listen to NBA YoungBoy, but he's definitely a big artist right now.
He's a huge artist. I gotta check out. I think he makes kind of the kind of music that kids are into.
Yes.
But even then, I don't know if they would say he's the greatest rapper around, like for the other guy.
No.
But yeah, he's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
Yeah.
Kevin Gates, you mentioned him. I do like Kevin Gates.
Yo, Kevin Gates he's a weirdo. He says he is weird stuff, but the guy can make a song. He can make a song.
He can, and smart guy. I mean, this guy's, you know, he's
like 1 minute he'll say some insightful, like why, and then he'll say something about menstrual cycles, like he's a doctor, and I'm like, all right.
You saw the same clip.
Yeah.
Mystical. I mean, Mystical had a couple bangers back in the day.
He's going to be in jail soon, but yeah, I was a big fan of his style and, well, you know, that whole No Limit group that they had together.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't even mentioned, you know, you got listen, for me, Lil Wayne, when I'm looking at this, right, since we're excluding New York, right, like Lil Wayne is a big, I mean, some people say he's the GOAT. He had a run there with
Kendrick. I mean, you know, when Kendrick says Lil Wayne is the great, like you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah. So I think for me that's a 3rd for me, and I think another thing for me, I try to look at it like the influence in hip hop, right? So not you know, Master P was a big, what he did with No Limit and being independent and doing it on its own and pumping out CDs, taking people from his hood and saying let's do this,
right?
Pumping out music how he did. I mean, that's impressive, right? So for me. You know, No Limit, Cash Money did the same, you know, came right after No Limit, and they did something very similar. And Cash Money sparked, you know, Lil Wayne, and then you got Drake, and then you got Nicki, and you got all these other people behind it. So I got them in the 3rd spot.
Yeah. I do like Ghost Cab's list. New York,
Solid
Georgia,
list.
California. Yeah, Tennessee. I totally forgot. I really think about Tennessee and a lot of rappers they got. I think I mean, I'm trying to think like if I want to switch my right. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I should knock anyone out. I'm going. I'm good. Number 3 for me is Texas. Texas. I kind of based on stuff I've been listening to the rest of whole my life, but even now, you know, I was just talking about before with Maxo Cream and Wacotron, like the style. The fact that they had people who can rhyme. It's not just, you know, the beats and the style, but they have some real powerful storytellers in there. Bun B, listen to Murder. You gotta listen. Yeah. I mean, any of the UGK songs. Listen, but Bun B loses. He goes Super Saiyan mode. I don't know. Zero. I don't know if you guys know Zero is. You should.
I'm not familiar with Zero.
Check him out. Okay. He still probably makes music right now. Clemillionaire. People don't remember him anymore. Yeah, I think he kind of retired and kind of moved on to, you know, investing and stuff like that. But really, really good stuff. Texas is I'm a big fan of what they put out there.
Wow. You got Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. And
it's funny.
Travis Scott. I
was researching this. I was like, Post Malone is from Texas, but Post Malone's not a rapper, so don't worry about that. Devin the Dude.
Devin the Dude.
Very talented rapper.
Yeah.
And if you really want some eye candy, Megan Thee Stallion. And who cares if she raps? Just listen to her mute. You can't. She's a fine woman.
She is from Texas.
She is toxic, and clearly people don't like her for certain reasons. People want to shoot her in the foot, but fantastic looking woman.
She is, and I think for me, like a lot of these rappers got all the makeup and stuff, but I've seen her without all that, and she's
she's attractive regardless.
She's a beautiful woman. Yeah, she looks Okay. So let me go to 2. I got Illinois, Chicago as number 2. Okay. So for me, obviously you got Common was kind of like one of the early MCs of that area. Lupe, right? And then Kanye, man. Kanye West. I mean, these albums he's putting out, and not just producing, but the albums, like he is a rapper, right? Like he's not just a producer, right? And some of my favorite songs in hip hop are from him. Whether he produced it with a Jay-Z track or whatever, or he did it himself. So for me, you know, Twista, Do or Die. I mean, Twista,
I'm a big Twista fan. Yeah.
I didn't really get into Chance the Rapper as much when he was popular back in like 2015, 16.
His mixtapes were very strong. And then
commercial stuff to me is a little weird.
And then I just felt like the drive wasn't there. Yeah. Like this last album, I'm like, what is this? You could tell he's on TV now. When you do that acting and you on TV, it's easier than rapping, right? I mean, I would assume so. So he just fell off a little bit.
You got the money, but for me, it's weighted. Wrong with that. I mean, Kanye's from Chicago. He reps Chicago, so for me, that's the Chi-Town. I'm born in Chicago. I got family there, so for me, that's I got him in a 2 spot.
Yeah, listen. I'm a big fan of everything that Kanye does, except some things he may say get himself in trouble. Robert, he comes in with Pennsylvania, Philly. God, I should have rearranged mine.
Hey, don't be influenced. You got your list, man.
But Cassie's over there. Beanie Siegel. You don't know about Beanie. You know about Beanie Siegel.
Oh, come on, Beanie.
He's there's times he was out rapping Jay-Z.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. When I was looking at this, there are a lot of states or cities that have really good, like a good mix of some underground and a couple like commercial. But like you got it for me, like some of these heavy hitters, like we talk about a Wayne or a Kanye or some of the other people we're going to get to here, like their influence and their catalog is so big, it just kind of trumps some of the other ones that are still solid, at least for me. Right?
Yeah, but I'm a big fan. I love even Freeway and Beanie when they were on top.
And, Meek Mill's from Philly, right?
Meek Mill's from Philly too, and every once in a while, Meek will put something out that I like it. A little style, a little redundant. And Robert put in Will Smith. I know you're not a big Will Smith fan, but
Will Smith. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, I don't like Will Smith.
Why? Because he slapped that guy?
No, I like him more now that he did that. I like
his catalog.
Some of his old stuff, Summertime, and like some of those catchy vibes. But like once he started doing all the movies and stuff, he became a great actor. But the MC rapping, I'm good.
How about Gilly the Kid? Have you ever checked out a lot of his stuff?
I haven't. No.
No, you should check it out. He's he is a Philly legend. I know he likes to throw that out there. And you can tell he did. He used to have a really big problem with Lil Wayne. He said that Lil Wayne, like he helped out Lil Wayne with the style, because you notice Lil Wayne changed his style when he was basically, not say another Louisiana rapper, but he was, and he changed his style up. I think like the Carter albums, the first, and Gilly would say he took my style, he ran with it, and it was a whole thing. But yeah, he's a legend in there. And now he does a podcast. He's doing big things. But yeah, check out Gilly the Kid. I think you'll like some of his stuff. He's very talented. Now he's more of a character at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So where I'm at?
2.
Damn. 2.
No. Yeah, you should be at 2. Yeah.
I should be 2. So this is an easy out for me, because since New York was out, the second one is California.
Yeah.
Now it's a surprise, because you assume California should be number 1, but there's one state that really grabbed me from early on, probably in the 90s. And I realized I did, as much as I have this New York bias, I enjoyed a lot of it, but I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, California, Tupac, obviously Kendrick with Dr. Dre, The Game, Nipsey Hussle, Schoolboy Q, Corrupt, Roy and G, Nate. It's kind of similar to New York. There's so many, you can't get all the names. Like, it's a huge state, but the influence they had, they were dominating at one point. Like dominating.
Snoop came through and crushed the buildings, man. I mean, they were dominating. Like, and
to a point where New York rappers was like, "Oh wow, it was invented here. No one cares about what we're putting out, right?"
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff Live, Too Short. I mean, Too Short's still probably making music, right?
Yep.
The influence that California have on it's very, very prominent, and I would say they're maybe not as strong as they used to be, but you got Kendrick in there and you're good, right? Like you got Kendrick, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's not as strong as it was probably in those in what's that, late 90s?
Yeah.
I think
you're talking 90. Well, no, you had NWA and you had all those guys. That's late 80s, early.
Yeah. When Dre came in, and then when like Death Row came in, and then like Tupac,
93, all that, yeah.
And Tupac wasn't born in LA. He wasn't born in California.
He was born in New York.
Yeah, right? So should he be in New York listing?
I think you make a song like California Love and you're repping Death Row.
Yeah, you're repping California.
You're in Cali.
Yeah, he was born in New York City, New York, 1971. That's funny.
Digital Underground. He was acting and dancing, but then he got really mad at the world.
Got gangster.
Started making good music though. So.
And and Garden State, really good point right here. He said, gangster rap, and that, that's where it was, right? It said NWA, and it just spawned that whole thing. Ice-T. I mean, I was talking about that a couple weeks ago. I still listen to Ice-T music right now. It's West Side Connection. It's a lot. Mac 10. It's a lot. It's so much. You can't even mention all of it.
Yeah, no, I had them. So I had them at my 4 spot, but because so I had them in there for all the people you mentioned and more. We didn't even talk about Ice Cube and Spice One and Razzcast and right. A lot of good one. Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. to him. But I had them at 4. So my number 1 and your number 1 are going to be the same. I think I know that. My 1 is ATL, man.
Georgia. Yeah.
I mean, when I looked at it, Outkast is so prevalent, and Andre 3000 specifically when you're talking about rap and influence. And if you think about a lot of the popular rappers now, they take a lot of influence from Atlanta, and that's
exactly why I picked.
You know what I mean?
Because they still hold a strong strength, and they had this stranglehold for decades.
Yeah.
Compared to the others, where maybe New York, like they have influence, and all these places have some level of influence, but everything still kind of comes back to Georgia.
Yeah, and I think it's Georgia for me is like it's obviously South, right?
Yeah,
but it has these sprinkles of what I consider a little bit of West Coast, a little bit of East Coast. You know what I mean? It's so unique, right? You got, T.I. and obviously Future. He's a newer guy. Ludacris. We can't forget Ludacris is repping ATL.
At one point, Ludacris was the man. Like, if you put him on any feature, he was going to outshine everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Little Baby, he's current, but I enjoy some Little Baby. Not going to lie. Jeezy, Killer Mike, Childish Gambino, Gucci Man, but Outkast, for me, like the other states and cities we're mentioning has such a big influence on the music that I listened to growing up, the albums, the uniqueness of it. Andre 3000, man, if he chose to, he could be the GOAT. If he continued to make music and continue
if he was a little bit more active,
people would have him.
His ability to rap really rivals not a lot of rappers. I mean, I think and anyone who is a rapper and been like, they know Andre 3000 can really put something special out there. So yeah, it kind of comes, that whole Dungeon family, the Goody Mob, CeeLo. People don't talk about CeeLo a lot. Now, he did say something weird and got himself canceled. He said something really weird. I'm not going to mention it again. But you do could rhyme and sing. Like we talk about Drake's, like Drake, you know, I'm a big fan of Drake, but CeeLo can sing and can rap his ass off. That whole Dungeon family, the Goody Mob, a lot of stuff. Yeah. And that they've been doing that early 90s. Early 90s. Like you said.
I'm thinking that's a different group. Anyway, but yeah, man. I mean, who else? I'll probably miss somebody. I think I'm assuming they're your number one spot.
And also, they have the 2022 Best Rapper Alive, 21 Savage. So, like, apparently, and then Young Thug, he's going to be in jail for a minute. Rico got him.
I never got into the Young Thug, man. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, he's okay.
I just never got into him. Yeah,
but people like him. Yeah, he seems creative. You know, like he's going to be in trouble. Gunner, he's obviously too. And Amigos, you know, at one point there was the biggest rap group, at least mainstream wise. Sure. Yep. And you know, when they come back out, you know, Takeoff Pass, so they're gonna probably be up there. And that's, you know, and they work together. It seems like I feel like, especially in the East Coast, that they weren't really coming together compared to down South, where they kind of collab. They did the business together because probably the other places didn't want to put their music out, and they had to kind of do it themselves. Like the whole idea of selling CDs from the trunk of your car, that's really Southern stuff, right? Like to put yourself out there and make your own way, like you said, a masterpiece. So like that stuff kind of originates down South, and I think, you know, Georgia is the foundation. And they like I said, all those rappers that we was mentioning, all the new ones, from Georgia. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and then I guess if we had another list, who's currently running things, it could be Georgia again, right? Like
that could be. It feels like it would be if we're talking current, right? And I think it would open up to other states. You know, people were talking about Philly or, you know, Pennsylvania, Philly. Yeah. People mentioned Memphis, right? Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think somebody mentioned. You said Wyoming. I don't know what's up with that. I think it would be. It would.
Tennessee would probably be. Well, Young Dolph passed, but I love Key Glock, and obviously the whole 666 not Mafia. Like Juicy
and we
J.
didn't. You know, one state that we didn't mention. I had on my radar. Nobody mentioned the chat. Florida. You know, you do have some rappers from Florida, so nobody mentioned that. But
yeah, I'm trying to think. I know they got Rick Ross and Kodak Black.
Denzel Curry's from Florida.
Denzel Curry, Ace Hood.
Rick Ross, Ace Hood.
I don't know why
you mentioned Pitbull earlier when he thought he was Puerto Rican. He's from Miami.
I feel terrible about that.
you shouldn't. You should.
Because I know that you guys don't want to be mentioned, and other group, like you guys get really upset. Because if you call a Puerto Rican and Dominican, they're not gonna like that. Or anyway, don't call Ecuadorian a Mexican. Yes. They will not appreciate that. So I do. I've been around it.
Is it similar for you if somebody? You're Bayesian, right? Your family's right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it like if somebody calls you something else, like is that
another
part? Not really.
No, because also I don't like. I know this may sound bad, but you know how people have that nationalism, like I love being, like World Cup. Like you see people, they like the flags and they love, like if someone's they're from Spain, and they watching their team, they love it. I don't have that same feeling for rice. Like I do obviously appreciate being here. This is where the money is at, but I just don't have that kind of. So someone said you're Jamaican, I'm like, no.
So, but you bring up a good point, because one thing about like being Puerto Rican is like we are loud and proud.
Yeah. And that's great, right?
We are loud. We got flags everywhere. I'm looking at a flag right now that somebody made. It's sitting on my, like we are the loudest, most obnoxious island, but we're proud. So there's like, it's a cool thing, right? It's like, it's very, but you're right. If somebody's like, oh, are you from Dominican? Are you you'll get slapped. If
they're not. It's not going to be like you walk into a Dominican like barber and you say, "You guys all Puerto Rican?" Just look at you like. First of all, have you seen the sign before you walked in? You see the flag that's on the awning, like like you're trying to be funny. So I understand. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Be proud of where you are. Be proud of your culture, and represent your culture properly, right? Like that's all it's about. But you guys brought me some ideas that I feel like I should have had Philly or Pennsylvania. I should have had it. Damn.
Yeah, and I think
Tennessee, those two.
Well, what? Okay, remind me. Philly's in the top of my brain. Who's Tennessee? What am I missing here?
Tennessee is the what do you call it? Now my brain is fine.
I can't. I mean, is it Bubble Sparks or something? Or I don't know who's Tennessee.
Justin
Timberlake from Tennessee. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of a hip hop guy from Tennessee.
Why would you know that Justin Timberlake was from Tennessee?
I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan. That's why.
Really?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, I went to his concert, man. It was a good show.
But yeah, Young Dolph, 3-6 Mafia, Moneybagg Yo. I don't know if you follow him. He's modern.
I know Moneybagg Yo.
I listened to
Moneybagg Yo the other day.
Yeah. And obviously
Akon MJG. Are they from
classic? Yo Gotti.
I can get with that.
I used to like Young Buck. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully I know he was with the whole unit for a second.
Young Buck was with 50 Cent in them, right?
Yeah. But
he's from Memphis. I remember.
Yeah, they have a certain style, and I do appreciate it. Yeah. Do you like Chopper? Like, he's another really popular rapper.
He's newer.
He's newer. Yeah.
I know who he is. I don't listen to it. And shout out to Dash Theory and Willie and Jody and Ghost Cab, Robert. Shout out to all you guys giving us some good suggestions in the live chat.
Arrested Development. Yeah. Remember that group?
Okay, I do. Yeah.
That's early. That's early, like
early 90s. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. I'm guessing my list, I don't know. I probably would have kept it the way it is because I'm not going to take Illinois out the top 5 and Louisiana's not coming. So I think I'll stick with what I have. And and if it was all time list, New York would be number 1. And then I'll just follow that. But
I want to know if anybody in the chat, if you're making a top 3, is New York not number 1? Like if you're somebody that says New York's not number 1, can you let us know? Because I feel like that's like
we can boot you out of the room.
But maybe we might have to unrest you, block.
Is there
you.
even a legit argument
that
New York is not
one?
Know
if somebody, and we all have different tastes here. Like that's what's great about music. We've talked about this before, right? But isn't New York? It's clear. I don't see. It's almost like it's more clear than a LeBron Jordan debate. You know what I'm saying? Like who's the GOAT? Like it's not even close in my opinion.
Yeah, it started there. It just started there, and sometimes that's how it works. It just started there, and then that's kind of and he kind of focused in there for a while. Because again, it took a while for the mainstream to even accept rap to be something important. The Grammys, when the best rapper award came out, would be on commercial. They didn't give a damn about it until they realized that you could make some money from it, and then that's why we have 21 Savage and these other rappers because they know that's what sells and all that. Bobby has his list is 1 New York, 2 Cali, 3 Texas.
Yeah, I think that's
Texas. It's very influential.
That's a good list. Yeah.
But
I
again,
also think Dash Theory just mentioned something. New York versus Georgia is a legit argument in 2023 as far as the last 10 to 20 years go.
Yeah, that perfect comment, Dash. That's what I was asking. Like right now, who will be number 1? And if someone said Georgia is number 1, I couldn't really argue. And I'm like. Yeah, it's also
I don't think New York right now isn't number 1, right? Who's repping and why?
You got your boy Nas in there. He's still in there. He's 50-something years old, out rapping everybody.
He is. But then I don't even consider Jay-Z. He's making music, but he doesn't make music. So I don't know.
He's like part-time. All right, New York rappers right now. All right, before we end it, let me look this up. Like I'm trying to rack my brain. New York rappers. Why does I type this in? Google is finishing my sentence. New York rappers that are in jail today.
Oh, that's the great sign of the times.
Damn it! Like, I'm sure there's a few. Who cares? Let's see. Okay, well, Pop Smoke, but he passed, right? So
Pop Smoke could have been huge.
Yes, man. I agree, 100%.
He could have been huge. Big pop.
Yeah. All right. So we may not win. So Nicki Minaj, I have that. She has not been. She's part time. Cardi B.
No.
ASAP Rocky. I thought ASAP Rocky was from Jersey. Oh,
People live in Jersey?
apparently. Little Tay? No. Yeah,
Little
you're right.
Tay?
We're out.
Yeah.
We got Nas.
We got
French
Nas. So that's
Montana.
enough. Yeah,
A
no.
Boogie with a hoodie. Oh, and he's a talent. No, I'm not saying none of these are not talented, but this is what we have. If 504 is the top 10 of New York rappers, yes, we're not number one anymore.
No, Nas is holding all that down. He's by himself, basically.
Yeah. Oh, Joey Badass. Okay, so it's Joey Badass and Nas, and then whenever the part timers decide to rap, and Young M.A.
I like Young M.A.
Yeah,
I do.
We need to step it up, guys. Like only New Yorkers are in here.
Fabulous. So what fabulous? FABOLO.
Yeah, we need to get his stuff together, guys. Who else is in here?
We need Hannibal to drop it.
We need
Hannibal to drop a rap album.
Yeah, we're not there. Like a lot of commercial success, but yet I love Joey Badass. Fantastic. Yeah, like I said, Young M.A. and Nas. That's about it. And then they get all the part-time rappers. So yeah, the Locks. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but that's I'm talking like they're new.
When Jadakiss drops a feature or drops a, he's gonna kill it. Or Ghostface Killer comes like, yeah, but no, that's not everyday rappers. So we'll figure it out. We'll get it together. So Monday we will be, I guess, recapping what's going on with the NFL. We'll see.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm really not. I don't want to. That's a pick'em game with the Bengals and the Chiefs, and I don't know where to go. So like, I may not even put any money. I really don't know.
Patrick Mahomes walk off a podium. He's fine. He's not in a boot. Mahomes he heals quickly. His body's weird. I don't know.
Pedro, I know you're riding with your pick. There's no way you feel confident that he's going to win.
No, I don't feel confident. But I'm saying you question if he's going to play. He's going to play.
I think he'll play. It's effective. Like he's mostly he's effective no matter what he does. But he's the most dangerous. Yeah, when shit's breaking out and somehow he'll fling the ball behind his back, over his head, over his dick. Kelsey grabs it somehow. He runs for 40 yards. If your mobility is kind of, hampered a bit, limited, are you going to be able to do that? Are you going to press? Are you going to throw it and you shouldn't have thrown it? Again, Mahomes can rack up some interceptions too. It's been a while, but there's times where you're like, yo, what happened to Mahomes? You got to lose it.
We'll see.
And we got that Joe Burrow. He's cool, man.
He's a cool cat, isn't he, man? He's almost too cool that I don't like.
He's annoying. He's a little annoying. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Yeah.
But listen, I'm kind of rooting for Jalen Hurts. I want Jalen Hurts to. People have been doubting this kid, and I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I would love. I
can't root for anyone.
I know you can't, but I like a lot. I like everything about it, man.
I feel it. But hopefully, he gets beat by Brock Purdy. We don't have to worry about this anymore.
I don't want a Purdy Burrow matchup. They look like two Ivy League guys. I just don't need that. I need a little. I need something else there.
You notice we talked about him, Purdy, and I guess, well, he's the backup, but the star that's hurt, and the people are like, should they trade? Like now, all of a sudden, if Brock Purdy makes it to the Super Bowl, how are you even? Why would you have a quarterback competition, right? Next season?
Well, I think if he makes it to the Super Bowl, and in the Super Bowl he plays well, if he doesn't play bad,
yeah,
and or if he plays really well this week, which could happen, and he doesn't, but he still loses. I don't know. I mean, he's Mr. Irrelevant for a reason. We have to remember that. In sports, we love to have this tunnel vision of a short-term memory, right? And I understand he's on a good little run, but you drafted and traded up to get this Trey Lance guy. He did get hurt. He only played half a game. So that's the guy that you were giving the keys to the franchise to. So I don't think you lose that. Unless Purdy plays really well and then he wins you a Super Bowl, then that's your story.
So basically, for you to say, hey, listen, they might be trade other kid. If he goes all the way, I understand. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm really excited. Like I said, this is probably the best time, especially NFL football. All good teams. You shouldn't have any issues of anyone getting blown out. I don't know how. I'll be honest. I do not. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know how it's going to work out in terms of who's going to make it. It could go Eagles, 49ers. You know, you would think Eagles have a better quarterback, but 49ers just have they're clicking right now.
Yeah, they're loaded.
Maybe it'll be a difference between coaches, right? Hopefully,
it could be. I think the coaching's. I guess I give the nod to Shanahan because he's been to the Super Bowl before, and he was at the Super Bowl with the Falcons when he was a offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But I think any of these four. What's cool about it? Any of these four teams could win, and we're not going to be surprised. So I think it's pretty even. You know what I'm saying? Typically, there's usually one or two teams in the Final Four. It's like, wow, I'm kind of surprised they're there. Like the Bengals were kind of like that team last year, but now we're not surprised.
They're legit. The fact they came back after that slow start, where we thought maybe they were feeling themselves too much, and they're not able to kind of match that expectation. No, I don't know what week what week you felt like okay they're back on. I feel like it was towards maybe the beginning. Maybe I don't know. I feel like maybe December.
I don't know. They went on a run where they won like 8 or 9 in a row or something. So I think for them, I know they had some health issues. Jamar Chase was out for a little while.
Yeah.
Burrow wasn't playing this way in the beginning of the year, so I just think they needed a little bit of time. They did have some free agencies, and sometimes when you have free agents coming in, it takes them a few weeks to kind of get acclimated. So any of these teams could win. I think it's good. I enjoy this coming up weekend more than the Super Bowl because you get to watch 2 games in one day. And so I think it's going to be a good weekend. So.
Awesome. And you know what? Well, we're going to end it there. I do agree. Let me see. I think Nova Dasher, you're my friend again because he just says the right things. Pedro, respectively, fuck the Eagles. And that's with all respectfully, though.
Listen,
I like that now. That's a new thing.
Against Jalen Hurts, man. He is.
Because he's playing for the wrong team. That's it. That's all it is. The color of his uniform. I'll say skin. His color of his uniform changes everything. But we'll see. He may be going to the Super Bowl. We're gonna deal with that for 2 weeks. So we'll see. No worry, Cliff Dog. You get to it's team replay. Yeah, you missed it. Don't worry about it. You jump in. We had a lot to discuss. Throwing out the greatest rappers or the state with the greatest rappers. I think I got to listen to a bunch of music because I kind of remember all types of artists that I want to check out. But on that note, we're ending the day on a positive. It was a long day, but I feel really good now, so I can go get some sleep. Appreciate that, Pedro.
You're welcome. I did nothing, but you're welcome.
You did nothing.
Shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all for being in here.
Definitely like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We'll be back with you guys on Monday. Peace.